August 2018, Moscow, Russia. A man spots an odd-shaped cloud hovering over a tall apartment building and is so baffled by the sight of it, he grabs his camera and starts recording. As he films, he notices it moving faster than the other clouds and almost seeming to churn as it does. He quickly posts the footage online and gets quite a reaction. It's even picked up by news sources. The question many people have is, was this just an odd-shaped cloud or some kind of alien craft incognito?
This legitimately looked like a flying saucer covered in cotton balls. Like someone is trying to camouflage their flying saucer by covering it in cloud-like substance and parking it up in the sky on a cloudy day.
When clouds start to move across the sky, they start to lose their shape. They start to kind of fade and change into different things. But this stays the same. It stays in that classic UFO shape and moves across in such a way that it doesn't lose any of its distinction. So that tells me that we're looking at something other than a cloud.
And there have been more sightings like this around the world. January 15th, 2020, in Colombia. Diego Garzon is on his way to work when he and some other commuters pull over to film this. A giant saucer-shaped cloud moving slowly over a distant hill.
Bueno, a las 6 de la mañana 22 minutos podemos apreciar una nube con una extraña forma de platillo.
You can certainly see a distinct saucer shape. And not only that, it seems to be blending in with other clouds and its surroundings. So it's almost as if, hey, if I'm attached to this cloud, no one's even gonna notice I'm here.
Later that year, in Mexico, a man named Jesus is driving down a highway with his family when he notices an unfamiliar object in the sky. So he pulls over and starts filming. At first, it looks like a small sphere, but the longer he films it, the more striking it becomes.
Mira, ve, güey, cómo se ve todo pixeleado.
It has the coloring of a cloud, but almost seems to shimmer in the sky, as if it's reflecting its surroundings.
This I thought was fascinating because what it looked like was some sort of bubble or sphere or round ship maybe in the sky, but camouflaged with sky. Like this was an object that was taking on the color and texture of the nearest environment so as to pass unseen.
Man, that's crazy.
A small, white, puffy mass moving quickly through a parking lot, floating about 1 foot above the ground.
What the world? Man, I ain't never seen, you seen one of those before?
Run up on it.
No, I'm not running. You run up on it.
This was a 100% like WTF moment for me.
That's crazy. You see that?
This is a cloud, self-contained, small, moving quite purposefully, and then just lifting up into the sky.
It does seem to be a cloud, but it moves across that parking lot. It's going in between cars and it's not crashing into anything. It almost seems to have an intent or a purpose for where it's going. And it doesn't dissipate like any water vapor that we're used to seeing.
Run up on it. Run up
Tell
on
you
it.
about it. Hell no.
Run up on it.
If I saw a little cloud like that in the parking lot, I would run straight towards it. Is that what I suggest? No.
Buckinghamshire, England. Lainey Clark and Ben Hubbard have been living in their home for 3 years. It sits within a development that is less than 10 years old. Soon after moving in, they began noticing that items would go missing and then show up in random places later. They also heard voices and footsteps. The activity kept happening, so they started documenting it and posting their videos online. Here are just a few from their collection. July 2020, Ben and Lainey are watching TV in the living room when they notice a door in the kitchen opens up on its own. So Lainey picks up her phone and starts recording as Ben explains what happened.
That door was it was shut, but not on the latch, and it's just opened. So, yeah.
But I
got a load of grief in the comments because I sent you to go and deal with this cupboard door, and now that door's triggered. So, and I'm not down for that. What in the fuck?
That's just scared the shit out of me.
What the fuck?
People are going to say that there's something attached to that.
Look under the fucking table as well, showing there's no fucker in here. I'm not down for that. My name is Ben.
And I'm Lainey, and these are our videos. We'd seen the door open in the kitchen, and instantly, because we're always trying to catch things, we hit record. And we're hoping that the door's going to shut again, because quite often, if a door opens up, it will either shut halfway or it'll shut the whole way.
As I was talking, the cup came from behind me and came flying off the counter, and it really startled the pair of us. What in the fuck?
It was so unexpected when it happened that we were really quite shaken.
This book's just come off this shelf, and I blame you.
Why? No, hang on. Before
I blame you.
Why?
Oh, it's broken.
Why?
I blame you because you were asking for something.
Yeah, about an hour ago.
We made a joke one evening about how quiet things had gone, until Ben decided that he was going to call out to the spirit in our home.
Because you were asking for something.
Yeah, about an hour ago.
And ask for something to happen.
In all my wisdom.
This book's just come off this shelf, and I blame
If you watch really closely, it rotates out before it falls off the shelf there. So that tells me that it didn't just slip off of there. Something moved this thing, something pushed it from inside and then made it fall off.
I'm proper freaking out a little bit here, right? Lainey's at work, I'm home alone, and Lainey's glasses on the counter there have just moved across the counter, and I'm... What? No.
Watch again as the potted plant to the left moves before the one to the right follows suit.
I'm like, no, I can't do this anymore. I'm out of here. So I shot out and I went and sat on the curb for about an hour out the front of our house because I didn't want to go back in.
So he was sat out in the cold because I drove around the corner to see his sad little face just sitting there.
I have no shame. I will do it again.
Hoping to understand what they are dealing with, Ben and Lainey do some research online and dig up some disturbing details about the land in their development.
Basically, when they went to prep the land to build the estate that we're currently living in, they found 42 skeletal remains in shallow graves with their hands and feet bound behind their backs. And they found that they dated back to Anglo-Saxon times.
And the fields and the land where our home is built, there were battles that were fought here. And it's thought that these skeletal remains were of people who had been taken as prisoners of war and executed.
That backstory is one of those things where it's like, I don't need to see any footage. It's haunted.
I don't personally feel threatened in our home. I almost feel like whatever is in this house has become a bit of a family friend, a bit of a housemate.
And it seems as though their invisible housemates have turned this pair of would-be skeptics into believers.
I've eaten my words, really. I would sit and watch a show like this and just be like, I can explain all of this stuff, but live in it, no.